wants to see him. No matter what's going on in his life, he still wants to see Jesus. No matter what he's done, for some reason something's drawing him to at least take a look at him and see what he's about. And so he runs on ahead and he climbs up a tree. I remember climbing up trees. That was fun, wasn't it? You guys remember doing that, girls? Right? And there was the occasional kid who fell out of the tree and broke his arm or leg. Maybe you were one of them, Paul, right? So he's climbing up this tree and it's got all these branches. He's up in there because Jesus was about to come by. And it says he looked up and said to him, "Zacchaeus, hurry up and come down. Hurry up and come down because we're going to go to your house. We're going to your house." Jesus wants to go and spend time with him. It doesn't matter who you are, what you've done, Jesus still wants to spend time with you.
Amen to that.
Right? It doesn't matter.
Amen.
He still wants to be with you. So we know he heads over to his house. Why is there? There's some people that aren't really happy with what's going on. Because now he is going to the house of a sinner, the sellout. And they can't believe it. Church folk don't hang out with Zacchaeus. No way. And they're not about to. And so they were grumbling about this. You know what I found? There's two things that keep people from coming to Christ. One is usually their pride in themselves. And number two is other people. As other people. The community could have been like, "Oh man, we need to pray for Zacchaeus. We need to pray for our tax collector. He's been ripping us off and taking all of our money. We need to pray that God would come into his life." No, they're like, "Get away, stay away." One of two things happen. So they're grumbling, and it's interesting what Zacchaeus said. Something happens there. Something happens there where Zacchaeus encounters Christ. Really, for the first time, he learned about God. I know he did. But now he encounters Christ for the first time. Here's a guy that would accept him just as he was and actually go to his house and visit him. So there's a lot for connecting to community, right? Connecting to people. Isn't that what we're supposed to be about? The Christian community, Christ living in others, living in us so that we connect. And so Zacchaeus says something interesting. He says, "Behold, Lord," verse 8, "half of all my possessions I will give to the poor." So he's pretty rich. Okay? "I would give to the poor, and if I have defrauded anyone of anything, I will give back 4 times as much." And I'm like, wow. Talk about someone who decided to go above and beyond. Because it says in, I think it's Deuteronomy chapter 6, all right? Not that that'll pop up there, but let me look at it here. All right, in Deuteronomy, I'll just sum it up like this. He says, if you rob someone, if you cheat someone, what you're supposed to do is go back and make restoration with that person, and you're supposed to give 1/5 of an increase of what you took. All right? So here's Zacchaeus, he's going above and beyond. He's like, I'm going to give more than that. I'm going to give 4 times the amount. Not 1/5, but I'm going to give 4 times the amount. And I'm like, wow. Talk about when the gospel meets someone like Zacchaeus, who's worked his whole life, a short man, who's tried to find his self-esteem, probably through lots of different things, ends up in a position of power, which many people do think they're going to get their esteem from power and being recognized. Lots of different things. Here's Zacchaeus meeting the gospel, meeting Christ, meeting acceptance, and realize everything that he's done and has done up to this point means absolutely nothing. And he's willing to give it all away. That's amazing. And that's the gospel. That's the gospel. I want you to be able to understand that he accepts you as you are. And when you have that, when you take that in, when it comes to giving, when it comes to your life, you're willing to give 100%. You're willing to go above and beyond anything that you've done. Anything that that you've done. And that's what Zacchaeus was able to do. And that's what Zacchaeus wanted to do. I find it amazing. And Jesus even said, "Today salvation has come to this house, for I came to save those that were lost." Not save the righteous, the ones that have it right, but everyone who has it wrong, everyone who's tried to live up and try to do things to be accepted, who cheated and steal, done everything wrong. That's who he came to save. Isn't that good news?
Amen.
So I want you to connect, if you can. I know this is awkward for some of you, but I'd like for you to share what this means to you. What does this story mean to you personally? Because if you can share it here, you can share it with someone else. Because I promise you, there are people like Zacchaeus, where you work and where you live, that need a change. They need the good news that God accepts them just the way that they are also. And so, if you can, or just listen, just say pass if you can. What does this mean to you, this story? And I'll give you maybe 5 to 6 minutes or so. Okay?